And I'm inviting you to join us on Wednesday, January 7th, as we broadcast live from Perry's Joint on the 1-year anniversary of this horrific and devastating fire. We're remembering those we lost, celebrating the heroes and sheroes who answered the call, and honoring the resilience of neighbors who are determined to rebuild together.
I've been a strong black woman a long time, and I can't just break down now.
Hear the stories of survival, the voices of recovery, the spirit of community that the fire couldn't destroy, and yes, the angst of those who still do not know where they go from here.
Yeah, where am I go?
At KBLA Talk 1580, we don't just cover the story, we're part of this community, and we've done our level best to hold those responsible for this fire accountable. And 1 year later, we're still standing together.
It is my hopes that black people will rebuild those homes.
So join us live at Perry's Joint, 2051 Lincoln Avenue in Pasadena, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wednesday, January 7th, as we commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire. Because some stories demand to be remembered.
This too shall pass.
This KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall is sponsored by LA Fire Justice.
You better tell, I treat you well, I will. It's good, I can tell. Come give me hell, come here. Your fairy tale, under your spell, I am. She gets Chanel, oh well it all. I guess I done ran out of options. Can't keep fantasizing. I'm calling you so we can lock in, but you call me toxic. You make it easy for me to believe in your loving. You better believe it, cause baby I'm leaving with something. Girl, it's better than the you had before. Smiling cause you know I know you know how. You better tell, I treat you well, I will. It's good, I can tell, come give me hell, come here. Your fairy tale, under your spell I am. She gets Chanel, oh well it all depends. You screaming yeah, can't come for help, I'm here. Feel your nails for real. I hit you good, you sleeping good for real. I freak you out, I freak you out, I will.
I'll freak you right, I will. I'll freak you right, I will. I'll freak you like no one has ever made you feel. I'll freak you right, I will. I'll freak you right, I will. I'll freak like no one has ever made you feel, yeah.
Welcome in. Happy Monday, the last Monday of 2025. We are winding down. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Like I said, it's Monday, December 29th. And we are sliding in for another culture check-in. Shout out to Chris Brown. Andy says that this is top five of the R&B jams of 2025. I think that is accurate. And on that note, just, quick update. Tomorrow we are going to be not quite recapping, but, talking about the stories that stuck this year, the ones that told on themselves and what the culture made clear by the end of 2025. We're going to get into all of that. So make sure you are tuned in tomorrow. But tonight we are going to be getting into women being judged no matter what choice they make, motherhood under a microscope, and Beyoncé quietly reminding everybody how power actually works and why ownership still wins, right? Tonight we're getting into Claudia Jordan and her honesty moment. She talked about being 50 and dating and the advice that she would give to younger women currently. And, one of the topics, one of the things she brought up is if choosing work cost her love. So we're going to listen to the clip and talk about it. Maybe have a little Zoe Williams pop in because, that's really his area of expertise. I know he has some commentary on that topic. We're also going to get into Cardi B. She's asking her fans to give her some grace after being dragged all weekend over her new baby daddy, Stefon Diggs. And that relationship. We'll give you details on that. And we're also going to talk about Lizzo and her political warning to all of us, and Beyoncé officially joining the Billionaire, how dare I say millionaire, Billionaire Club. So This show is for if you've ever been told you should have done life differently, tap in because we're going to get into that. But before we do, right? Excuse me. We're in Capricorn season, and December 28th, over the weekend, saw some birthdays go down. Denzel Washington, Discipline, Grace, Generational Respect. Sheryl Lee Ralph on the same day. Big ups to them. And also, December 27th saw Ashanti and Nelly celebrate their second wedding anniversary. So big ups to them. It looked really, really sweet. They look really, really happy. Are they proof that one can spin the block and recapture that flame? Well, they did, and big ups to them for that. So, and really quickly, I want to give you this update. One, shout out to Jordan Woods and Carl Anthony Towns. They got engaged on Christmas after 4 years together. And big ups to Karrueche and Dion. They were wifey Karrueche all weekend. They popped out at Shador's game, holding hands, talking about how Christmas was together, spent with the families, and so forth. She said that she had a very good Christmas. So, little stepmommy is doing well.
So it's official.
It's official.
Nobody's talking about no age difference.
Everybody's talking about the age difference.
Oh, okay.
But they're official. They're outside. They don't care. Holding hands, posting, doing it up. Boo what? And we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, The Reckoning, Sean Combs, right? Well, guess what? Coming to Zeus in 2026, Justin and Christian Combs are doing their own documentary. And seems like it's going to have some jailhouse calls from Diddy on there as well. I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. But if everybody else can throw in their vantage point and how they feel, why not the Sons and how they feel? Quincy notably absent, but who knows if he'll pop up in it. Andy?
I know Diddy's not in the best of light for a lot of us. And I'm just curious to know that let his sons, executive produce this documentary. I'm pretty sure Diddy is obviously tied to it. I'm sure he's going to get a little check. Do we watch this documentary when it eventually comes out?
Well, I'm a journalist. So, I mean, seriously, though, I mean it like this. Like, I'm going to look at some things just because it's news, right? For everyone else, we don't know what it's going to be, if it's specifically about the case, if it's about them and what they are enduring, having watched their father go through this process. So, I mean, you might be interested in that, right? Because we talk about the things and people say, the children have to feel this or hear this. Some might want to see what it's like to be in their shoes and how they're coping, what they're doing. Do they have careers?
I give you that. It just reeks of like just
propaganda.
Not propaganda, but just more so ego and just arrogance. You know what
I
mean?
On whose part?
On
Their
Diddy's,
part or Diddy's?
On Diddy's part. You're gonna record these phone calls. Yes, the highlights are probably my children or whatnot, but once again, because of Diddy, it's Diddy's name that's still plastered over everything. You know what I mean? We're coming to watch this because of his name. And I just feel like he's obviously going to get a cut out of this. And, did he truly learn his lesson? I just think in a situation like this, bro, you should really fall all the way back and humble yourself. It just reeks of just ego and cockiness, even though it's his sons doing it.
I mean, well, we saw that with the footage that was acquired in The Reckoning. We've known that about Diddy the entire time. Can you do a 180 on a personality trait like that, if we're calling it a narc trait, that quickly? Probably not. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars. behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STATE to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STATE to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STATE.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Girl, it's your birthday. In here tonight. Girl, it's your birthday. In here tonight. Give it to me, go.
Yo, shawty, it's your B-Day. You and your girls taking shots like a relay. I know y'all only come around when the bottles out. Y'all only come around when the model's out. So what's your sign, baby? You a Cancer or Gemini, baby? You a freak, do you do it for the vibe, baby? I'm just trying to figure out if we can vibe, baby.
I don't wanna waste no time. I just wanna help you celebrate. Cause I don't mean to like you every day. Blow them candles out and get down to the cake. I don't wanna waste no time. Baby girl, I know this what you like. Get it in the air, we can take flight. It's a special day, it's only right, girl.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And before we get into these trending topics, you know how this goes down. 800-920-1580. That's the number to dial if you want to get in on the conversation. You can also hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. You can hit me personally at Stiletto Jill or download the app, catch up on past episodes. And lastly, you know you want the visual to go along with this audio experience. Check us out on YouTube. Join the VIPs in the chat. Shout out to them. They are active. They already have questions. Why haven't I covered the Tyler Perry story? You guys, I haven't talked about the Tyler Perry story because for me, there weren't enough details yet. I know that Tyler has put out text messages refuting another gentleman's claim that Tyler, assaulted him sexually and some other things, but I figured we could wait. It's nothing new this time. We'll see what happens if anything circles around. There was another question of a story. Why didn't I talk about? Forrest Harrison is shouting out R&B money. Yes, that is Tank's song. I believe that's Tank's new song, Confidential. Is that what it's called?
It's called B-Day.
B-Day. Okay. Well, he has a new video out for it. Looks confidential, like he's a super agent or something. So check that out. Shout out to Kennedy in the chat. Said, what lessons were there for Diddy to learn? He was acquitted of the real charges and is now essentially a political prisoner. That's nothing to learn in this scenario. Or there's nothing to learn. Excuse me. Spicy take. And Andy.
Do better. That's the lesson.
That is the lesson. Not just do better. Be good to people. That's it. Be good to people. Oh, and Urban Spinster asked if we talked about Tyrese on the TD Jakes podcast. We have not. Tyrese, the divorce is finally finalized. He talked about having to pay the lawyer's fees. He's still upset and bitter from being a 2-time divorcee. And it is what it is,
What more do you want from me?
Exactly. Now let's get into, speaking of marriage, successful or not, let's get into Claudia Jordan. So she has something a lot of women think, but maybe they don't always feel safe saying out loud, especially in an era of Kevin Samuels, right? God bless the dead. But we know Kevin had a particular point of view. She said, looking back, she wishes that there were times she would have focused more on relationships instead of work, because now at 50, she's a little over 50, right? But reflecting, she feels like all the good men are gone. And I want to be very clear. Claudia is allowed to feel this way. But, and we'll get to my but after we listen to the clip.
What do you wish someone had told you about dating like in your 40s and 50s back then?
You think that when you're ready to settle down that there's always going to be a lot of supply on the shelves, and it's not. Like at this age, a lot of the good guys are married or taken because they're good guys. And I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I'm like, well, your best bet now is maybe someone that a good man that maybe is coming out of a marriage, getting a divorce. So, I think in our youth, and I would like people to know this when they're younger, we think, oh, there's always going to be an endless supply. I can wait till tomorrow. Don't put off your happiness waiting. If you find that good person, like a lot of times we wait, well, it's not the right time. It's never going to be like the right time. I would say go for it more. I wish I would have told someone told me just go for it. I probably have overlooked a good candidate before, like maybe,
why is that though?
Me thinking the timing thing, maybe prioritizing career. I definitely was always like work. I never thought I had enough cushion built up to like relax and take my foot off the gas and start a family.
And then that just go on and on and on, and then you be 100 years old and you like, it's still working.
Still working. And I think I will say specifically with Black women especially, I feel like we don't really have the luxury to think that we can kind of take time off like that. And I specifically say Black women because like we're usually the backbone of everything. Not even just with our families, but with our friend circles. Like it's always something for us to do. We're always taking care of somebody else. I don't have children, but I'm always like feeding a friend or taking care of someone or helping somebody out or doing a favor. And I think that's a cape that we put on ourselves. No one told us to do this. It's just something in us that we do. And if you think about the Black woman in your life, you probably think, she's like a superwoman for everybody else. When does she slow down for herself? I think with Black women specifically, it's harder for us to ever feel like we can just kind of take a break. We have to be like all gas, no brakes. I don't think we have the luxury of feeling like, okay, I can take a breather now and relax. And I think it's really sad. You know, there's all these statistics about 45%, 65% of black women will never get married, you know, and we're out here taking care of everybody else and not getting taken care of. And I think it's really sad. I think we self-impose this cape on ourselves to save the world. Look at all the marches. Look at all, I know this is dating, but I got to bring it into like the political space. We're always at the front lines for everybody else. For everybody. Brother gets killed, we're in the front lines. The LGBTQ community, we're in the front lines. Other women that are not even showing that up as our allies, we're in the front lines. Gaza, front line. We're always there for everybody else. And on top of all the stuff in our personal lives, we out here trying to save the world. When does that leave time to like really feel comfortable? When does that really leave time to like relax and or even just like put yourself first or dating? And I just feel like a lot of women get caught up in saving the world and then they leave little time for themselves.
So, oh, by the way, that was from the Shade Room, an interview she did with them. So look, once again, I want to be clear. Claudia is allowed to feel this way, right? But you know, the Kevin Samuels contingent, is it Red Pill? Yeah, the Red Pillars, right? They are rejoicing. See, you old washed up, you should have picked earlier. But in reality, sometimes, right, for some women, what does that look like and what does that mean, right? Let's say I choose earlier the good man necessarily whom you say, right? You're going to go through up and downs. But what if that is not the person? Do you know what I'm saying? You don't know. You never know. That is kind of my point. You never know. You're taking a risk. And I feel like, you know, women are the only ones expected to review their lives like a performance evaluation. I don't think men get the same type of scrutiny. I'm not saying they don't get any scrutiny. But what I'm saying is somehow women are still marked as needs improvement. If they're married with a man, but they didn't do anything really professionally, do people will look at them if the man leaves them and like, well, she should have been building a business on the side. She should have had something tucked away if she's fighting for her life for a prenup or something like that. But if they're career focused and goal focused so that they don't have to wait to be taken care of by a man, then they're trying to be a man. And it's still wrong because she waited too long. She wanted to be a man, right? No one says to men, oh, you waited too long to get a good woman, because they can always, in most people's minds, pick up a good woman. Men are perceived to continue to have value as they age, right? You saying women lose value as they age doesn't mean that they do. And they may to you as an individual, but overall, let's not act like the average man would turn down Claudia if she was in their sphere. But they'll have a lot to say about this, how she's worn out and useless. And what does that really mean? We can get into that another time. I think it's a little self-esteem, but that's something else. You know, Andy?
I want her to have more of an abundance mentality. It's as if like she gave up already.
I think with Claudia particularly, right? Full disclosure, Claudia is a good friend of one of my good friends. So I know Claudia loosely. You know, we've like dinner and things like that, right? I think that Claudia has been in a position where she's been in this industry for a long time. And she's been exposed to a lot of the type of men people say, at least financially speaking, might be the good ones, right? So she is dated amongst that pool.
Sound like she needs to go ahead and holler at the homie that works at McDonald's.
I mean, but who says she hasn't?
I mean, it hasn't been put out there.
But who says she hasn't? The last guy that she was with, he was a regular guy.
Oh, well.
But he didn't want children or to get married. So what do you do with that? Right? And this is why also, people say, well, if they're getting a divorce, then they weren't a good person. Maybe the two people just grew apart. Maybe their, forecast for their lives shifted. And suddenly what they, thought was the real thing doesn't fit anymore, Urban Spinster says, I haven't passed up on anyone I regret. I have dodged several bullets. I feel that. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of women, not all, but I don't feel like a lot of women have the one that got away. I feel like that's more of a man thing. I feel that men are more likely to have overlooked or bypassed a shorty because, at the time they might have been in their shallow era, their player era, whatever.
Well, we're not the catch, so.
What does that mean?
We can never be that.
Men think they're the catch right now.
Well, now, but in general, we're not necessarily the catch. So that idea of losing one, I just don't think it exists, from the female perspective. For us, because we're the ones, trying to get at y'all and trying to maintain y'all, you feel me? That's why that, that perspective comes. But I don't think it works the other way around.
All right. Well, when we come forward, we're going to get more into this. The chat has a lot of commentary. I definitely want to get into those comments. So we're going to get into all of that and more when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You ain't the girl that you used to be. You say you're done, you're moving on. This ain't the world that it used to be. Looks like you won, Sick of leaving messages on your cell. A true lover, but when I'm not there, yeah, you had somebody that really cared.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams says more than 25,000 illegal guns have been taken off of city streets since he took office.
Getting thousands of guns off the streets has helped drive a 55% decrease in shootings.
Adams and NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch say shootings have hit record lows for 12 straight months. The Trump administration is reportedly investigating major U.S. companies over their diversity programs. Wall Street Journal reports Google and Verizon are among firms facing Justice Department probes as the administration moves to eliminate DEI efforts across government and the private sector. And Black pro boxer Anthony Joshua was reportedly involved in a car crash in Nigeria that killed 2 people. Authorities say Joshua suffered minor injuries and was treated at a hospital. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Delays in Los Feliz on the 5 southbound, leaving Los Feliz Boulevard. It's a slow drive ahead all the way to the 605. Norwalk 605 northbound delays from the 105 all the way to the 10, and southbound slowing almost from the 60 as you continue back towards the 5. West LA southbound 405 on the brakes from Santa Monica Boulevard. Delays in stretches all the way to Palo Verde heading into Long Beach.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the Santa Ynez Valley with a short 2-hour drive up the coast. Let Chumash Casino Resort be your destination getaway. Welcome to freedom. Go to ChumashCasino.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Clippers coach Ty Lue did something Sunday night that may not have ever been done before in the NBA, or at least in the last 50 or 60 years. For Sunday's game against Detroit at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, Lue's starting lineup featured 5 players over the age of 30. Nicholas Batum and Brook Lopez are the oldest at age 37. James Harden is 36. Kawhi Leonard is 34. Chris Dunn is 31. In this day and age of youthful players around the NBA, a senior lineup such as that is very rare. The decision by Lue to go with experience paid off. The Clippers beat Detroit 112-99 to win their 4th straight. The old guys have a chance to catch up on their rest. The Clippers' next game is Thursday night at home against Utah. Kawhi's career-high 55 points Sunday tied Harden for the Clippers' single-game franchise record. Harden dropped 55 at Charlotte on November 22nd. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
1 year ago, flames tore through Altadena and Eaton Canyon, changing lives forever. From the ashes, can a beloved community rise stronger? Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, host of First Things First, weekday mornings, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., here on KBLA Talk 1580. And I'm inviting you to join us on Wednesday, January 7th, as we broadcast live from Perry's Joint on the 1-year anniversary of this horrific and devastating fire. We're remembering those we lost, celebrating the heroes and sheroes who answered the call, and honoring the resilience of neighbors who are determined to rebuild together.
I've been a strong black woman a long time, and I can't just break down now.
Hear the stories of survival, the voices of recovery, the spirit of community that the fire couldn't destroy, and yes, the angst of those who still do not know where they go from here.
Yeah, where am I go?
At KBLA Talk 1580, we don't just cover the story, we're part of this community, and we've done our level best to hold those responsible for this fire accountable. And 1 year later, we're still standing together.
It is my hopes that black people will rebuild those homes.
So join us live at Perry's Joint, 2051 Lincoln Avenue in Pasadena, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wednesday, January 7th, as we commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the Altadena Eaton Canyon fire. Because some stories demand to be remembered.
This too shall pass.
This KBLA Talk 1580 Town Hall is sponsored by LA Fire Justice.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Party's not quite over yet, but welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. a little bit in. Is that Alexander O'Neal? Shout out to Alexander O'Neal. You know, one of my personal faves by him is If You Were Here Tonight. Another one, Signaling the Void of Loneliness.
Miss Jordan looking for this love right here.
Listen, in the chat, I'm going to mess this name up because I really can't see it. Kairos Malady, I think that's how you pronounce it. They said, Claudia is a solid 9 out of 10. Problem is, she's a Cleveland 9 out of 10 who lives in Beverly Hills. Maybe a man who is 70 might entertain Claudia, but anyone younger entertaining her is just getting a lemon. Why do you feel that way? Also, Claudia lives in Dallas. That's just a random side, but...
Can you translate that for me?
Basically, what he's saying is that, or what this individual is saying is that they believe Claudia is Cleveland fine, right? There's a difference between, there's a lot of Midwestern girls or flyover states people that come to LA specifically. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm the bad one. They were the baddest in their hometown. Baddest in a town of 20,000.
Gotcha.
But you get to LA, and everybody's bad. Pretty is obtainable. It's what we do. So.
Whoa, that was harsh right there then.
When you come from one of those places and you're like, I'm the baddest in the land, and you come here, there's a different level of competition. It's a different game. It's like going from high school to the NBA. Everything's faster. Everything's bigger. So, but I'm curious as to why they said that, you know.
Hey.
She's a lemon. She's a, you know.
Okay, what does that mean?
A lemon? Well, what is a lemon? When you get a used car? No, like when you get a used car, right? And they say a used car is a lemon, like, right? Like you treat it like a cheap rental car. You drive all the gas out, ride the brakes, leave it on empty when you return it. You don't care for it. It's been ran over.
So she's damaged goods is what I'm hearing.
I think that's what the individual is implying.
Got it.
But, you know, that's a conversation for someone else, you know. At any rate, continuing on this topic about women and their choices, I suppose, right? Speaking of, and I feel like, and it should be noted, Claudia was married for a short period of time, you know, but it was really short. It was brief. They got it annulled. So there's that. All right, let's get into Cardi B. She tells her fans that they need to ease up on her after her new baby daddy, Stefon Diggs, spent Christmas with his other children. Stefon has had 3 children this year, including Cardi's son. And, you know, she said what she said. Y'all got to fall back and keep cool, right? Let's listen to what Cardi had to say.
Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. Is y'all cool? Y'all been dragging me for 3 or 4 days. Y'all been a little bit too mean. Like, all right now. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change. I can't go back in time. You know what I'm saying? I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my... Huh? I don't know. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to leave my man and yours? I'm already super stressed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm already super stressed out. I need my support system, my fans to love me. I want y'all to come to my tour and enjoy yourself with me. Don't be dragging me. It's enough. All right? It's enough. I want good for y'all. I want health, money, prosperity, happiness for this new year for y'all. Wish me the same thing, all right? Leave me alone, though. Damn. Y'all scare me sometimes. Y'all a little bit.
So basically, her fans are all worked up, obviously more than Cardi was. Remember, she made the video earlier in the year when she, you know, fans were coming at like, he has some other kids with kids on the way, da-da-da-da. And she did the Barbara Shirley thing and was basically like, well, we'll work it out. I mean, it is what it is, you know. She made that choice. She's living with it. She's not outwardly complaining about it. Whether or not you feel like she could have stayed with Offset for this type of behavior, that relationship had apparently run its course for whatever reason, right? Now, I mentioned that Stefon and Offset are both Sagittariuses, so perhaps that was a mistake, but it's too late. It doesn't matter. Maybe her picker is wrong, but right now she's saying she's sticking where she's at, right? Motherhood doesn't make women public property, right? And once again, men's choices get shrugged off. Do you guys have that same heat for Stefon for having unprotected sex with 3 women during a relatively short time period? We've seen this with Anthony Edwards. We saw it a little bit with what's the guy's name that had the strip? He plays for the Pelicans. Zion. You know, and there's more and more and more. Cam Newton, Chad. Sean Kemp back in the day was on the cover of Sports Illustrated for the number of out-of-wedlock children he had. We don't even, and I'm not saying it should be, but we don't even cast a glimmer of shame
patriarchy
on that. But it's what it is, right? You know, she's not asking for approval. She's just asking for grace. Like, she's trying to figure it out and move ahead.
Folks are so consumed with other people's relationships where they need to focus on their own relationships. And who's to say that they didn't have a conversation prior?
Right.
You know, I mean, Stefon Diggs is, you know, currently playing in season, so I'm pretty sure he's traveling all around. And, you know, who's to say they didn't FaceTime each other or check in with each other, you know?
I mean, she was at the game with him over the weekend. They were both in Chanel. She invented Chanel, him with the Chanel muff.
There you go.
So, I mean, sometimes you just got to say, let them do them. The old black people phrase, if you like it, I love it.
And you know what? It's 2025. We about to enter into 2026. I just think we need to embrace the differences of everything, if that makes any type of sense, right? Like, what works for you is not going to work for me, and what works for me is not going to work for you. But as long as you're okay, that's all that matters. I shouldn't have to impose my beliefs or whatever. Like, come on now, this all the old school standards are kind of like being pushed back.
They are.
Live your life the way you choose to. Just as long as you're not hurting nobody, man, you good.
Do what you do. Royale Jenkins says Stefon Diggs and Cardi B are going to be the black version of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I think not. Not at all. Stefon is not at the point in his career where Travis was at the time. Cardi, though popular, is not Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Were they panning the camera to Cardi the whole game?
They'll pan to her, but not the whole game. I mean, let's be real, right? I don't know if Cardi's fans are now suddenly becoming Patriots fans like Taylor's fans became Chiefs fans, right? It's just a cute relationship. There's tons of, I talk about power couples all the time, right? Coco Jones and Donovan Mitchell, right? Glorilla and Brandon Ingram, Brandon Ingram. Clay and Megan. We could go on and on. There's a lot.
You know?
Retired Gabby and Dwayne Wade.
Okay, all right. I'll take that back.
What were you going to say?
Low key, I was just, noticing a trend.
What's that?
So athletes dating, somebody popular.
Yeah, it's their Beyonce.
And
they all want their Beyonce.
And it kind of becomes somewhat of a curse. Like their talent starts to decline a little bit. Travis Kelce, ever since you started dating Taylor, your play's kind of been Chiefs ain't even in the playoffs. Klay Thompson, you got with Megan. Where the Mavericks
Clay
at?
was already going
he was.
Let's not do that. Don't do that. But here's something, Diggs. Not Donovan. Here's something, though. A lot of these guys, Stefon, as well as even Travis a little bit, they were in the backside of their careers. Brandon Ingram has been through a lot. Do you remember Brandon was here?
He was.
With the Lakers?
He was.
How long has he been with the Pelicans? Like 5 seasons at this point? Something like that?
Yeah. He's still a young man, though.
He's still a young man, but he's not, you know, he's not in the prime element of that aspect, right? Morris Phillips says, you're right, Jill. It's just a relationship, however temporary. Mr. Alvizi says, that's no power couple. He's here for a good time, not a long time, and she's not wifey material. Enjoy that while it lasts. Ooh. But she's been a wife. How can you say that a woman that has been a wife is not wifey material?
Ooh. Bars.
I'm just saying. And by the flip side of that, is he a husband material? Is he husband material?
Wow.
Is he the sought after? Is that your goal setting? So seems like they might be perfect for each other, whether it's for a good time, a short time, a long time.
And they seem to be enjoying each
Equally yoked, right? People are mad at Karrueche and Dion. Everybody mad. What you would do for yourself is not what someone else would do. And especially when we're talking about celebrity relationships, if you've never walked in those circles, in those spaces, it's a little different. You don't understand. It's different. When we come forward, we're trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I've been getting to the money. Everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old from the block.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Morris to Morris Phillips in the chat. I almost attributed that to Maurice for reminding me Brandon Ingram is now with the Toronto Raptors. So big ups to that. And Mr. Alvizi, spicy tonight when he said to me in the chat, we read that out loud, basically that Cardi is not wifey material. And the reply was obviously she's been married, so clearly she's wifey material. And his response was much like Halle. They have been wives. Don't matter. The very phrase wifey material denotes someone that's not yet married that embodies the type of woman one would want to see as a wife. So, come on. Stop playing. And everybody's wifey type is not necessarily going to match up. However, if they've been wives, they're clearly wifey types. So, moving on from that, unless you guys have anything else you want to add, let's get into Beyonce, right? Because we talk a lot about B and her fortune and J. And, you know, people will look at Forbes as the source and say, but here's the reality. Beyonce didn't just cross a financial milestone. She crossed a control milestone when you look at it, right? According to Forbes, she's officially a billionaire, but the blueprint is what matters. Forbes confirmed that Beyonce's net worth surpasses $1 billion, and the Renaissance World Tour in 2023 grossed nearly $600 million. Cowboy Carter in 2025 did $400 million in ticket sales, right? And an estimated $50 million in merchandise, right? She founded her company Parkwood Entertainment in 2010, bringing operations in-house, including management, production, documentaries. All of that comes internally from her company that she's created, right? In 2013, she said, I wanted to be a powerhouse and have my own empire and take full control. She's now one of 5 musicians to reach billionaire status. Also on the list is her husband, Rihanna, and a couple of others. Her dad, of course, praised her for taking the path. When she took control of her career, that was when she let him go. But, you know, we talk about it a lot. Touring is like a new tech stock. A little bit, right? Look at Live Nation stock. Ownership is a flex if you can do it. And the type of productions that Beyonce pulls off, what she has put together, you know, she could become her own tour promoter in the future. There's so many places she can open up and go to. So shout out to that. It's inspirational. And, you know, shout out to the chat. Pretty Brown Mimi says she's talking about Mr. Alvizi. He probably can't pull off Cardi or Halle Berry either. Maybe. We'll see. Look, it's all opinion based, right? We know that, again, for whatever reason, Kevin Samuels was a moment. He was a movement. It's been what? Has it been 2 years since Kevin Samuels passed? Maybe more than that, right? But obviously he made an impact. His words, thoughts, and phrases are still empowering men. And you guys feel away, right?
So there was no empowerment for all the women that will call in and get berated by him? Because why else would they call? They wanted that harsh truth, right?
I think so. I mean, some people want the truth no matter how it comes, right? Some people maybe thought they were bigger than the program and didn't think that they were necessarily going to get the harsh feedback, right? Not everyone has an accurate assessment on what the outside world views them as.
And that was his whole thing. It wasn't necessarily how he views. He was just like, you know, I'm this stylist guy or whatever, and this is what America views beauty as, and that's what I'm talking about. This is not. It wasn't how he felt per se. He was like, these are the beauty standards.
You know, he had points on some things, especially if you're thinking about a traditional viewpoint. Yeah. The delivery sometimes was rather harsh. Sometimes unnecessarily so. And sometimes I feel like, you know, but just like people may feel a lot of those women might have been overvaluing themselves, because the thing, too, is the type of men that they might have been seeking, you know, the competition might be harder.
Absolutely.
So that's something else. But, you know, shout out to him. Y'all stop being so judgy. Stop making it out like, I mean, it's bizarre to me the way that people want to throw women away after 30, after 40, like they're nothing because they have a child or whatever, but still act like some of you raggedy dust mites, no shade though too, not all of y'all, are the prize. Back up, relax. It's okay.
You know, a lot of people, they talk a lot of junk on social media, but I don't know if I seen it somewhere in the chat. If Claudia Jordan was to go ahead and holler at them, they would take that. 100%.
Exactly. And that's, you know, a lot of point. A lot of times it may not be these individuals, whomever you're talking about can't get a man. Maybe just not the man they want. Maybe it's just not a personality match or something else. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're down and destitute, right? All right, you guys, we are closing the book on tonight. Make sure that you are back here tomorrow for our 2025 Rewind. We are going to look at what the culture showed us in 2025. I think you'll enjoy it. We have a lot to discuss. So, get ready. Coming up next is the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. I'll be back tomorrow, you guys.
I could mail my heart right to you, I would. I'd pack it up, seal it tight, and I'd send it overnight. Every time I hear your voice and I look into your eyes, sends a burning sweet sensation, oh, it's saddening.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A man will spend years in prison for a hate crime attack in Kent, Washington. Prosecutors say Aiden Hernandez Mayoral pleaded